Hello you lot, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keef, and today I'm going to do something, I expect it's going to be comfort food. I'm going to make meatballs with spaghetti. This was requested by Ahsoka Tano, and I hope I haven't mispronounced that too badly. Meatballs with spaghetti, not really a Brit thing. I've never actually had it, so yeah, I could get this tragically wrong. But I mean, basically it's the same kind of elements as spag bol, and I adore that. So it's the same stuff in a different form, and we'll see how it turns out. So, if you enjoy this video, press like, do the subscribe thing, press the bell, etc. Okay, let's get on with it. Now I'm going to make the sauce first because that takes longest. So I've got 2 cans of chopped tomatoes, a medium onion, 2 cloves of garlic, some passata. I'll use about 200 grams of that, or you could use a couple of tablespoons of tomato puree, half a teaspoon of chili flakes, a teaspoon of oregano, and a small handful of fresh basil, and ground black pepper and salt to taste. So first thing to do, crush the garlic, peel and chop the onion. And rip the basil into shreds. Now to cook the sauce, first of all get a good sized frying pan, pour in a glug of olive oil and heat that for a bit, and then chuck in a piece of onion to see if it sizzles. If it is sizzling, put the rest of the onion in and cook it for about 5 minutes gently. We don't want it to brown too much, but a bit is okay. Then add the garlic, let that cook for a minute or two, and then add the 2 cans of tomatoes. Stir that well, add the chili and the oregano and the basil. And then just let that bubble away for about half an hour, and then we'll taste it for seasoning. While the sauce is cooking, I'm going to make the meatballs. So I've got 250 grams each of minced pork and minced beef. You could use all pork or all beef, it's entirely up to you. Also, I've got 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, which I'm just going to quickly soak in milk. A small handful of flat leaf parsley, an egg, 2 tablespoons of grated parmesan. That's actually grana padano, which is parmesan's cheaper cousin. Half teaspoon each of salt and pepper, and the secret ingredient, this is my own little touch, is 1 dry oxo cube, stock cube, beef stock cube. Or you could use maybe half teaspoon of Marmite. It just gives a bit of umami to your meatballs, because you know they can be a bit flavourless in the middle, you know. Yes, they can. So let's get mixing. Now I put too much milk in with the breadcrumbs, so it's like a runny slurry, so I've just added more breadcrumbs. So it should be that kind of thickness, texture, consistency, you know, like that. Right, let's get all this lot mixed. So the egg, the parmesan, the parsley, no particular order, as they say, and the secret umami hit. And the breadcrumbs. So now combine all of that. Almost forgot my salt and pepper. Right, now I do want to get them all the same, so I reckon that size is good. That is 50 grams. Okay, 14 meatballs. I'm actually thinking they're a little bit big, but I'm not going to change it now. The last 2 that I made, there's only enough for 40 grams rather than 50, so they're a little bit smaller, and I think that is probably a better size, but it's too late now. So you can stick those in the fridge for an hour to cool down and firm up, or if you're short of time, like me, in the freezer for 10 minutes. What I'm going to do is saute the meatballs first in a frying pan, and then put them in the sauce in the oven. So I've got the oven preheating to 160 Celsius for a fan oven, that's 180 for a conventional one, and that is gas 4. Now I've just had a taste of that sauce and it's very acidic, it's very unpleasant actually. So I'm going to try adding some sugar, a teaspoon or 2 of sugar first of all. Okay, 2 teaspoons of sugar, that's more or less fixed it. Now also I'm going to add some black pepper because I didn't before. Now transfer the sauce to an oven-proof dish. Get a big frying pan, good glug of oil, heat that up, and then we're going to just quickly brown off the outside of the meatballs. So pop the meatballs on top of the sauce in the casserole dish and then grate over some more Parmesan cheese, and we'll let those cook in the oven for about 20 minutes. Make sure they're cooked in the middle by inserting a temperature probe, thermometer, and it should be 71 Celsius. Now I've got a pan of salted water coming to the boil to cook the spaghetti in. I found this oddity in the cupboard. It's half and half whole wheat and plain pasta, so it's a bit sneaky, and that will take 11 minutes to cook. Right, I've got my drained spaghetti and the meatballs. Yay! Right then, it's taste test time. Wait, Mrs.
Is this Yorkshire bolognese or something?
Ah, lass, aye.
Ooh, hello everybody.
Mrs. KeefCooks. Yay! Right, meatballs.
Yeah. So, spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah,
Okay.
traditional.
When Keith said he was going to do this, I thought,
You're mad.
well, where does that come from? Because to me, this is American Italian, not Italian. Because
Oh yeah.
he does a fabulous spaghetti bolognese, which we had a couple of days ago, didn't we? Ooh, I like that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because to be honest, I kind of thought, why would you bother? Except for, you know, dressing it up, family get together, and that would be special. But I like this. The way the tomato's much more tomatoey because it's not all mixed in with the meat.
But the meatballs. Wonderful. You got the umami bomb of the Oxo cube and the Parmesan cheese.
I have no idea how to eat this. Ooh,
Apron.
yeah. Oh, but this is really nice. Oh, this is a revelation. No, honestly, I just thought it would be like spaghetti bolognese, but
Different.
round or something. But no, it's a completely different meal.
Yeah. Right. Well, I call that a success. I wasn't actually mad keen on it earlier, but now I am. But I think I'm right about the size of the meatballs. They need to be smaller. Or, as you say, a bigger plate. Okay, so.
Oh, yeah. Oh, spaghetti.
You have to stop.
No, I mean, seriously. It's got chilies. There's chili in there, isn't there?
In the tomato sauce.
Yeah, it's soaked into the spaghetti. This is brilliant. I like this. Put this on the list.
Right. Well, cheese sarnie for me then.
You Ron so-and-so. I'll leave you a meatball. If you're good. Oh, all right then.
Okay, alright. Thanks for watching.
Am I cooking the spaghetti sauce?
Not yet. See you next time.